Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We've got a lot to do today. I got an extra army that we're increasing the skirmish infantry up to trench infantry. We're going to be working towards getting our artillery upgraded to siege artillery, but that's going to take a second, so no rush on that. A little bit over on authority. I was double-checking, silly me, I was double-checking the way things would go if I stopped suppressing the industrialists, and then I realized I didn't have the authority to put my the taxes that I wanted back in. So to put the suppression back on. So I removed some of the taxes, and now we're a lower tax kind of regime. All right, this army is up to trench infantry. We'll go ahead and disband them. Those will go to the 2nd Brazilian Reserve Army. That's completely fine. Alright, so I think next, the big thing we're going to do... Hey, conveyor belts. Excellent. I think the big thing we're going to do is we're continuing to electrify some areas, and I think I want to actually electrify the rest of the country. And then I'm going to provide enough power for us to get onto electric street lighting, because I think that's going to help a lot in terms of our standard of living. So we're just going to build some power plants in all of these areas. And we'll see how much that works. Actually, hold on. Are we... Oh, no, that's Honduras. All right, that should be fine. So I'm going to see where I've got the biggest urban centers. Once this tech completes, and that's radio. All right, brilliant. So from there... Once that's done, which it will be in just a second here. Kablam. There we go. So from here, we're going to go ahead and upgrade all of our artillery. So we've got 40 battalions of artillery in the 3rd Army, 20 in the 1st Army, 13 in the 4th Army, so that's 63. We got 9 in the... and 19 in the reserve, so that's 92. So we're going to need, like, 92 radios. So how many electrics industries do we have? We have 10 levels of electrics industries. So these ones are just going to have to build, the ones in La Paz are going to have to build radios. Actually, no, the ones in Minas Gerais will build radios. So how long until those complete? Mosquito Proletarian Revolt. Well, these things happen. These are actually way down the queue. So what we're going to do is I'm going to build up 5 levels of electric industries in Minas Gerais. And we're going to put that at the top. And that means we're going to need a little bit more power here. I think maybe 2 levels might be enough. So we'll queue those into the top as well. And we'll get those constructed. And now we've got another rubber rush event. I'm going to say this place seems to be the most effective. In that way, I always do. There's oil in La Paz, too. There's a lot of stuff going on in La Paz. I say, mousing over a bunch of places that are not La Paz. La Paz, here we go. So, proletarian revolt in the Mosquito Kingdom. Not a problem. We'll send the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army to go and deal with it. That shouldn't be a problem at all. So I'm going to wait until we've got these nearly built, and then I'm going to start upgrading my armies. Because then I'll have all the radios that I want. I don't think we need countries listed. So I think from here, oh gosh, we need more government admin. How close are we to... We're nearly done with our education reform. So let's get a few more government admins built. We'll build those in La Paz, since things are going on in La Paz. And we'll build some in Amazonas as well, because Amazonas has big immigration now that we've worked very hard on getting the There's no ecologically friendly way to say this. Getting the rainforests under control. We've tamed the rainforests. Interesting. So Prussia is going after Sokoto. They would be willing to give us cash for support, and I'm inclined to accept because I love huge piles of cash. They would also be willing to transfer us Württemberg. Where is Württemberg? Hang on, I gotta find Württemberg. I gotta find what they're willing to give us. It's probably something really, really tiny. I should probably just use the map, but I don't want to use the map. Is it this? Yeah, that's that thing. Ah, incredible. So, they would not transfer subjects. They wouldn't give any good war... they wouldn't give any war goals that I want. Can you reach Sokoto? Prussia? Prussia, is this silliness? Do you have a plan? Hold on. Prussian market... Ah, Oyo is a protectorate of Prussia. So they'll maybe help. That's wild. Alright, so I'm going to offer support. We might get into a war with Oyo. That'll be... Oyo is inclined to support Sokoto, which is really funny because Oyo is definitely a country they don't want in this thing. Sokoto, that is. Oyo is a country that Sokoto does not want in this thing. Because if Oyo is in this thing, then Prussia could land here. So I don't think a war goal is going to be the right call. I don't know that I need an obligation. I don't want the transfer of Prussian Württemberg. So we'll go with cash. We'll take the money. And if you can open a land front over there, Prussia, we'll go ahead and support you. And if you can't, then, well, that's just going to have to be how it is. Stay hydrated, kids. Hydration is very important. Hey, we're over 5 million loyalists. We're over 5 million radicals, too, but that's actually not that many. We're closing in on our target population, so I'm pretty excited about that. And Costa Rica is nearly incorporated, so we're going to see after 5 months if that 57 million number goes up. Alright. Just gonna go ahead and... Nope, never mind. Don't need to declare neutrality. That thing is sorted out. Versus neutral in this diplomatic play. That's not shocking. El Salvadorian capitalist revolt is also neutral. Wonderful. They're also completely occupied by El Salvador. Good for you, El Salvador. You did it. Oh, they're a Russian protectorate. Interesting. I don't like the way Russia's getting a lot of territory right in this here area. Oh, interesting. So our reformer head of the rural folk has retired, and now there's a traditionalist leading things. Anti-women's suffrage, anti-freedom of religion, anti-atheism. That's interesting. And we're in a war, so now our finances are a lot better. This is very funny. I'm still very amused by this. Let me see if we're short on taxation capacity. Probably should have checked that before queuing in these government admins, but, you know, I queued in the government admins, alright? I like doing that. I like administration. I love administering my country. Alright, Baixo Paraguay needs... let's do 4 more levels. Admin Sao Paulo will do the same. Wow. Sao Paulo's got a lot of labor available. Zulia... I just built a bunch in Zulia, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. No, these are in Amazonas. Alright, Zulia needs just a couple of levels. Antioquia... couple of levels. And that should be good to go. And we can leave those at the end. So, how are the electric industries? The electric industries are good to go. So let's go ahead and upgrade these artillery. And I think we can afford to upgrade the ones that are currently mobilized because they're not currently fighting in a war. So is there a front over here? There's not. Prussia's going to have to figure out how to get over there. But that's a Prussia problem, not a Brazil problem. We're getting our cash, and that's what's needed. It's pretty solid diplomatic pact income there. Yep, we are short on radios, but the electrics industries are producing radios. Except they're not employing. Why aren't you employing? Why don't you... You know we want to buy radios. Here, I'm going to throw some cash at them. They're the number 6 electric industries in the world with no employees. This is really curious. I wonder why they're not producing. Okay, there we go. Hey, there's mutual funds. Wonderful. So I can have there be more capitalists if we want more capitalists. So now that they're producing radios, they're extremely productive. There should also be a market for radios from people wanting to purchase them once there are radios in the market. Ooh, pan-nationalism is spreading to us. Wonderful. And this might actually increase our power projection far enough to be more prestigious than France. But in case it doesn't, I think it's time to build ourselves another fleet. Is it wise to do that? I think it is. I think it is. I think it's wise to build another fleet. Ooh, event. Ah, another campaign financing event. Wonderful. Parties, particularly the Agrarian Party, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. Let's see what you men are charging. Fees, yes, that's to be expected, but what's this lodging charge? That fancy hotel room could house half a village. And there's enough wine here to boil a fish. Drown a fish. You boil a fish in wine? I mean, you could. Wouldn't be... I would just boil it in water if I were boiling a fish, which... Anyway, we're off topic now. Votes don't come cheap, sir. You do want to win, don't you? I can spare some money for them, which costs us money, gives them momentum. Every party can be provided with basic election funding this cycle. Or if a party can't afford a campaign, should it be campaigning? I'm going to do the second one, I think. I think the Agrarian Party's got plenty of momentum. And truth be told, I kind of like the Exalted Liberal Party better. Because the Agrarian Party has currently got a traditionalist in charge, and I don't love that. Might see how much the Exalted Liberal Party and the Free Traders can go together. So Prussia is losing here, but again, that's because they've chosen to wage a war that they don't have a front in. But that's really Brazil's gain. I wonder if we lose the war if we stop getting bankrolled. I hope not, but we'll find out. We do have some electricity shortages, although we're building a bunch of power plants right now. Let me just take a quick run at this. So Ica... Okay, so we're not building in Ica. We're not building in Parana. We're not building in Rio Grande do Sul, Cajamarca, or Bolivar. Alright, so we'll need to build up some electric plants in those places as well. Oh, wait, here we go. There's more. Yeah, okay. Ica, Parana, Rio Grande... Ica and Rio Grande do Sul, I remember exactly where those are, so we'll That'll be easy. And the others are Cajamarca, Bolivar, and Parana. Parana is here. Nope, that's Paraíba. Cajamarca. Cajamarca. Alright, so we'll build 2 levels in Cajamarca, 2 levels in Bolivar. Parana. Where is Parana? Here. Alright, that should do it. We have some small movements. There's a capitalist revolt against communist Mecklenburg-Strelitz, but they're still doing cooperative ownership, which means they're kind of doing a communism still. Anyway, I don't want an obligation. Here we got Los Altos having a situation once again. Neither of them will become a subject. I can get a trade agreement, but I don't necessarily want one of those, so we'll leave that be for now. So I think once we've electrified the country, a next step is going to be to try to get the exploiting the Amazon knocked out for a bunch of different states, because we've still got Amazon rainforests in a bunch of different areas that we could for sure improve. So let's get the necessary rubber together to make that happen in these zones. I've already got a level 2 urban center there. There's the election popping off. We've still got a righteous government. If I go to just the intelligentsia, so in the current situation, if I stop suppressing the industrialists, I have the ability to form a government with them, but it's not a very legitimate one. So I'm going to stick with the agrarian party for now. So we'll suppress the industrialists once more. Although I don't necessarily know that I need to at this point, the Free Trade Party, the industrialists are positivist, which aligns pretty okay with the liberals. And I think they're not going to try to stop anything I really want. Well, no, because if I try to do big workers' rights, they'll be unhappy about that. So I think we'll keep things going as they are. Prussia is losing war support at 0.76 points a year. Sokoto at 0.58. So suffice it to say, this war is going to be going on for a long time, but that's not really a problem for us. Power projection is looking good. So let's look at other areas. Para is we're in the process of developing it. It's got a high enough level urban center, but it needs more rubber plantations, so we'll build those. Miranhao is an Amazon state, so let's build up enough rubber plantations. It's got an urban center of the appropriate size already. Piauí, same thing. It's maxed out on rubber plantations, so we can't do much there. Queira, no Amazon over here. What's this? Mata Atlantica, sugar plantation throughput. Alright, so... Oh no, Piauí is not an Amazon state. Okay, Goiás, Amazon state. Alright, so we're close to the number of rubber plantations. We also need some more urban centers. Urbanization is 170, so 2 more levels of glassworks should do it. Mato Grosso we're already working on. Santa Cruz is an Amazon state. It's got a large enough urban center, so it just needs rubber plantations. Alto Paraguay, no. La Paz, no. Accra, yes, interestingly. It needs both. So we'll build those up, and then... Let's see. Let's build some tooling workshops here. 4 levels. That should be fine. Pastaza is an Amazon state. It's got a high enough level urban center already, so it just needs the rubber plantations. Guivare is an Amazon rainforest state. We'll expand these tooling workshops. and we'll build up these rubber plantations. And then I think most of Venezuela does not have... What is this? Ah! Structure oil extractors throughput. Interesting. Alright. I think that's all of our Chincha Islands. Oh, interesting. Sulfur mines throughput. That's neat. All that bat guano. Alright. And that's, I think, all of our... That'll, I think, get our Amazonian states knocked out. And then we'll get to see a few more of those events. And that'll be fun. We do want to track this thing, because we're doing it. So we're going to need to build a few more industrial buildings and a few more levels of rubber plantations after that. Clothes are still really expensive in our market, but luxury clothes are still continuing to increase in cost. Let me look at where we are. I want to see, I just want to make sure that our textile mills are indeed fully employed. It looks like mostly they are, except for places where there's not a lot of labor available. But of course, we've got tons of jobs available, so we've got a lot of people immigrating to the country. Oh, that's right. We had a few that didn't get changed over. But we've electrified the country now, so... Or at least we're in the process of electrifying the country. We're not fully electrified yet, but we're getting there. Not long now. And then I think we'll keep a lot of these areas that we're not using, that are not producing luxury clothes at all, not producing them. Because then, that'll give us, so a lot of those are are more recently conquered areas, and that'll give us a bigger incentive to continue to expand the textile industry in those areas, which will provide urbanization and good jobs. And I think the private sector will mostly handle that, and that'll be completely fine with me. Power plants take an absolutely bananas amount of time to build. I'm tempted to increase the size of the construction sector, but I don't want to completely outrun my cash flow because the extra cash from Austria is not going to last forever. And I don't want to increase taxes because a high standard of living is providing a huge amount of immigration pull to my country, and immigration pull is what I need to meet my target for population. Speaking of which, we're still at 57 million. All right, so we should be cruising in there before not before the end of the decade, but before the end of the 20s at least. Oh, come on, let's get a nicer... Not that I don't like Working Class, the song, they're a little bit downer. A lot of the early tracks right now in the current build of the game are kind of downers. But why would you close the expand power plants thing? I'm just in the process of expanding my power plants. We're working on electric railways. That'll also help with things. I think we might be able to go to... Oh, we got an electric shortage in a bunch of places. Well, power plants are hiring. Power plants are hiring in a lot of these locations. I wonder if the issue is actually that we should start getting steam turbine researching, because that's really what we need. I'm tempted. Tech Spread is providing us with combustion engine for the time being, and I think that's good. Intelligentsia petition government. I swear, if you are asking for freedom of conscience again... You know what? No. Ask for something else. Aren't you the people who are supposed to embrace positivism? Gosh darn it. Can I get a positivist? Into the intelligentsia, please. You're a humanitarian. Multiculturalism, that would be interesting. Well, the only people who want technocracy are vanguardists. And I don't necessarily want a lot of vanguardists over here. Not in my intelligentsia, not in my government. Oh, you're a technocrat. And can I put you in charge? Yes, I can. And then... So what if now... Here we go. This is what we want. So our government's less legitimate, which gives us fewer taking loyalists. But now we can do kind of whatever we want technologically. Not technologically. Socially. So let's go to private health insurance. We got a lot of bureaucracy thanks to the petite bourgeoisie. Defensive pact from Belgium? No, thank you. I don't wish to defend you, Belgium. Tell you what. Alliance with Italy. Ooh. Interesting idea. You're the 8th ranking great power. Austria sides with Russia against a liberal revolt in Tidor. Again, not really my business. I'm going to declare neutrality in both of these so that I don't get avalanche notifications. France, you want to pay me piles of cash? No? Okay. In that case, I don't care. I like piles of cash. I love it when other countries pay for me to industrialize my nation. That's my favorite thing. Hey, Honduras. You're, still a protectorate. Oh, I was like, hey, you want to have your autonomy reduced? And then I was like, wait, I can't because I'm in the middle of a war. I'm technically at war with Sokoto. We have always been at war with Sokoto. That's very funny. That's very funny. Oh my goodness. Prussia, why have you done this? Why have you done this thing to me? Why have you made me feel like a fool and a silly person? So far no one is agitating to keep no healthcare system, which is completely fine with me. This will strengthen the petite bourgeoisie, but that doesn't really bother me much. Only a little bit. Plus it'll increase population growth, which is something we do desperately need. Because we're trying to get our population up. We've got a ton of authority now, because we're not suppressing the industrialists anymore. So let's throw some consumption taxes in there, and see how that helps the situation. We can put one on tobacco and one on luxury clothes. Well, no, I don't want to put one on luxury clothes. Let's put one on luxury furniture instead. Because luxury clothes we're trying to increase sales of in order to have our textile industry getting stronger. Any more places we need to go to electrify? I think we can go to electrify for all of them now. No? Still? Still no power in Araucania and Nicaragua? That's a shock. Didn't I build power plants in those places? I think maybe power plants are just taking a lot longer to build than I think of them as taking. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Araucania is in the process of being built, and Nicaragua is all the way at the bottom. I'm going to pop Nicaragua up to the top. Not for any particular reason, just so that I... The next time I remember to check on that stuff, it'll be good to go. Communist El Salvador. Aw. I was hoping Russia would pay me big bucks. But apparently not. They're giving Tidor away to Austria. You get 'em, Austria. You get that small country in Southeast Asia. You get it. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Hermes Fagoso, leader of the industrialists, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of private health insurance. Making an appearance before the public in Rio de Janeiro's main square, Hermes Fagoso's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across Brazil, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly. 15% enactment chance. Afghanistan sides with Russia. Strange. Liberal revolt in Sintang. Either are you willing to become a Brazilian puppet state? Alright. It looks like Spain is also going after Sokoto. Would you pay me $1 billion to help? Well, I don't want... Oh no, Spain's actually got a front with Sokoto. So they could actually... This could actually be a war. So if I got a war goal, I could get cash. They would not accept that. Oh, it's the opening moves. And Spain is trying to get Hausaland, which is the capital, Outer Hausaland, and East Hausaland. All of Hausaland. I don't know that I necessarily want Spain to have all that. So maybe we'll leave out of that for now. Spain sure is going to be heckin' infamous for this. Yeah. They're almost at 50, actually. So I'm not going to join them because that might put me at war with someone I don't want to be at war with. Like Great Britain. Speaking of which, you want to give me huge piles of cash? Cool. Excellent. Let me see. Oh, there's nowhere I can deploy my army to? Great. That's wonderful. I think we'll just chill then. Isn't this great? Isn't this awesome? I can get paid to wage wars that I'm not even waging. This is the best. Long live Victorian politics, I say. The Sokoto is in default. French Republic sides with Spain. France, you're going with Spain even though they're heckin' infamous? That's bananas. Why would you do that? Golly. I wonder if I took over Sokoto, if I'd occupy them for Prussia or Spain. I think they would be losing regardless, though. But it's very funny. I wonder if they'll start to lose war support and war support protection once they're at war with Spain, and then they'll surrender to Prussia first. So they'd be getting them as a protectorate, and then. So I wonder if Spain would then get this other stuff. And then this Sokoto, of just Nigeria and North Cameroon, would be a protectorate of Prussia. That would be a weird time. That would be exactly aligned with the weird politics of this moment. That said, though, that's all we're going to have for this episode. We've gotten started on enacting private health insurance, which will eventually be very important for us. Did we get up to education level 5? We did, finally. Brilliant. Other than that, we did a little bit of war, and we're continuing to do some big economic development. So that's all we've got for today. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun as well, and I will see you on the other side.